Hello everybody! Do you like this new setup? These awesome talk sprites were made by the very talented Galaxyandspacelover on DeviantART. The link to her page will be in the description. Go check her out! Now let's get on to this story. So last summer and this summer I did a summer camp for sailing. We sailed 420s.
Smoke weed every day.
These are basic two-person boats that require a good deed of skill to man. There's the skipper, who sits or stands in the back of the boat to steer and man the main sheet or main sail, and then there's the crew, who sits in the front and mans the jib sheets or the front sail. They also balance the boat by hiking out or leaning out of the boat and manage the centerboard or the fin below the boat. They sound basic, but there's a lot that goes into it. Now that you're mildly acquainted with the way a 420 works, this is a story about how I accidentally won the biggest sailing race of the year. Every year at the yacht club that I attend, there are a few sailing races. One in particular is a huge deal. It's known as the Bill Hunter. Now that I think about it, all the names of these races are just old white guys nobody remembers. Anyway, since the 420s are two-person boats, we were randomly matched up with someone from the same class, which was the fundamentals. I matched up with a very talented kid who regularly did sailing races. Now that I think about it, there's no real reason he wasn't in the advanced class, but boy is I lucky to be matched up with someone who was so skilled. I regularly cruise since I have literally no sense of direction, and my partner, who we'll call Skip, usually skippered with his brother, so it was a really good match. After we rigged up the boats, we did a recap of the path we would be sailing. Most of the race was upwind, meaning we didn't really have to do much. It's pretty easy to get from point A to point B in about an hour, even when it wasn't all that windy. We tied up our boats to a mooring and de-rigged for lunch. Spent another hour chilling out at the rest stop, eating and swimming. Afterwards, they dragged half the kids out of the water and back to their boats to rig up again. Skip and I hurried to get the boat set up so we could get a head start on the downwind leg of the race. When our instructors blew the whistle, we went wing on wing, which is one sail on one side and the other sail on the other side. Skip held the front sail out to the side while I held the main sail to the opposite side. We chatted for a while until Skip told me I could just sleep for a bit and he would make me up when we were almost there. I thanked him and tucked my chin into my life jacket and just sort of dozed off. He shook me awake when the wing picked up a little bit more. Now before I get into this section of the story, there's two more things I need to explain. Tacking and jibing. Both are the same concept, but they are different. Tacking is switching the sails from one side to the other when the front of the boat passes the wind. Jibing occurs when the back of the boat passes through the wind. So basically, one is upwind and the other is downwind. When a jibe happens, the boom, or mainsail, swings over the center of the boat to the other side. It usually happens really fast and suddenly, and every once in a while it's even a surprise. So when Skip woke me up, he just had to watch for a jibe and hold the boom. So I did that. But as we got further into the harbor, the boom wanted to swing more and more. I tried to only a place like Skip said, but it just couldn't. The boom swung over and we almost immediately sped up a little. We actually started passing the other 420s. There was one pair who didn't like me very much, who literally started yelling at us, saying stuff like, "You're supposed to be wing on wing, and what the heck did you do?" We just laughed at them and prepared to enter the harbor. Once we de-rigged, the instructors told us to go hang out by the pool while they recorded our times. Skip and I had lunch together and chilled out, guessing by how much we won by. Sure, it's cocky, but we knew we won. Our instructor went from third to first. Skip and I held our breath when we came in first with a whopping 2.5 hours, compared to the third place's 3 hours and 12 minutes. It was honestly crazy, and it was all because I accidentally jibed. So the moral of this story is, if you make a mistake, make the most of it. Don't freak out and just keep calm. So, do you have any stories where you made a mistake and something awesome came of it? Put them in the comments. Thanks for watching, and make sure to check out Galaxyandspacelover on DeviantArt. See you next time.
I didn't smoke no grass today, but that's 'cause I'm the one on stage. So who am I to take away what makes you feel this great?